Welcome back, everybody. Leanne Ellington joining us now with NotYourAverageBootCamp.com to tell me more about how I'm actually getting fatter when I work out. It's the worst news ever I received on a Saturday morning. We're talking about cardio. We talked a little about last week, but now you're telling me there's a difference between the cardio that makes you fat, which is apparently what I'm doing, and the cardio that makes you skinny, which I have yet to reach that level yet.
Well, not exactly. There are two different types of cardio. One has the ability to make you gain excess body fat, and one is proven to be more effective for fat loss. So we'll break it down. There's high-intensity interval training, and then there's what we call long, slow distance. Okay, long, slow distance, for example, would be getting on a bike, going for a jog, same pace, steady state for 10, 20, even an hour, whatever your particular time set is. Okay. Then we also have high intensity intervals. So in terms of high intensity, we're looking at intervals less than 90 seconds, all out exertion. So your all out exertion maximal intensity for 30, 60, 90 seconds, followed by an active recovery or a rest. Now your active recovery also depends on your fitness level. So higher fitness people, their active recovery might be a slow jog to a sprint as their interval, versus people that are just getting into exercise, their high intensity might be a fast walk, and their active recovery might be just standing there and catching their breath. So, and the reason for this, it's just all exercise science. Basically,
it's complicated.
It's not so much. I'll break it down in layman's terms.
Well, it sounds, when you say, oh, all you have to do is 30-second 90 sprint, that sounds so simple. 30 seconds, I mean, geez, come on. But it is incredibly hard.
It is tough, but the way I kind of approach it with my boot campers and my clients is you can do anything for 30 seconds, because then you have that active recovery.
Right.
So if you can sustain something for 30 seconds, all out exertion, you can do it. And you can work your way up. But the reason for this is exercise science says that steady state exercise raises your metabolism for about 1 to 2 hours after exercise, whereas high intensity intervals have the potential to raise your metabolism for 24 to 48 hours post-exercise.
So even after you stop, you're still burning fat, burning calories.
Exactly.
Presumably.
So
I don't know anything about that yet.
Yeah, and there's variables that come into play, how high intensity, some genetics, male and female differentiate.
This is the kind of thing that you really don't even need a gym for. I mean, you don't need a Stairmaster for. You can use one, but I assume you can actually run out on the street as long as you get yourself a watch. Stopwatch. I mean, you can do it in your driveway, really, I guess.
Exactly. You can run, you can bike, you can use a jump rope. You can literally take a crack on the sidewalk and jump back and forth. You can do whatever you want. And sometimes you can use your intensity to gauge your 30. Usually the reason we're going to this 30 or 90 seconds is it's because it's maximal intensity to the point where you really can't sustain that anymore without slowing down. So you can base your own intensity. If you don't even want to have a watch on, you'll know whether or not you're to your 100% max.
And how many intervals of that would you be doing? Because the thing about getting on the Stairmaster for 45 minutes is like, oh, I did 45 minutes of exercise.
Exactly. Well, and that's another myth. You don't have to work out for 2-3 hours. High intensity is a lot more bang for your buck. So you could do intervals. You could do 4 intervals at a time. 30 seconds and a minute off. 8 minutes, 6 minutes, followed with a 4 or 5 minute warm up and a 4 or 5 minute cool down. You've done your cardio in about 15 minutes, and people think 15 minutes is not enough time, but you'll feel like you just worked out for a couple hours.
Growing up and playing sports in school, and recreational stuff, I've always thought that when you that long run to start things off before you maybe hit the weights or something like that is much better for your body. That's very. Do you find that the people you work with, your clients, are shocked to find that out?
Well, in terms of doing cardio beforehand, we advocate you do it afterwards because you're going to burn up all your carbohydrates and you need those to sustain your workout for resistance training. But I think a lot of people do kind of go into shock. They have this old school thought process that teaches us one thing from a young age, and then we hear all this new research and exercise science coming into play, and it is a bit shocking. So go ahead.
Okay, well, we're almost out of time here, and I have actually a personal question.
Yes.
I'm having a problem with salt this week. I can't get enough of it. It's potato chips. It's, ridiculous.
How do I
get it away, make it go away?
Yeah. Well, I think, first of all, you're human, if it makes you feel any better. I think we all go through that, whether it's salt or chocolate, and we do have the ability to retain water if we're eating salt, so it makes us feel a little bit worse than we should feel. But I think the main key is, plan for it. If you know you have these triggers, get them out of the house, because then you're not tempted by it. So I would say my answer to that would be just plan ahead. Get rid of it if you have to, but then get it in moderation.
She makes it sound so easy.
We will both be thinner next week when you show up. Leanne Ellington, NotYourAverageBootCamp.com. We appreciate
free workout today, guys. 10 a.m. Crazers.
10 a.m.
Yep.
There you go. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the other side of the break.